Life is summed up in relationships. From the moment we open our eyes to life to the point when we close them in death, our lives is all about relating and learning to relate. What we call life is essentially a series of relationships. It is first of all our relationship with our parents, our relationship with our siblings, our relationship with friends growing up, our relationship with ourselves, our relationships with God. It is our relationship with our friends and colleagues at work. And in this day and age, we have what we call virtual relationship. People we've never met physically with before, but somehow we share a connection, a bond of friendship, and the emotions that go with it. Our life is summed up in our relationship. There is practically no life without relationships. There is no living without relating. Everything we do within the confines of relationships. Relationships are a very important aspect of who we are. Our very personalities, our perspective to life, and our predilections are formed by the relationships we have experienced in time past or those that we are currently engaged in. Each of us in our adulthood, whether we like to admit it or not, or whether we recognize it or not, are shaped by the relationships in our childhood and adolescence. The way we see life is through the perspectives created for us or in us by the relationships we enjoyed or endured in those phases of our life. Psychologists refer to it as our programming. We are created spiritual, social, and physical beings. And we have needs in all of these different spheres or aspects of who we are. And until all of these needs in these dimensions are satisfied, we cannot be truly fulfilled. The last two dimensions absolutely requires relationships with humans in order to be fulfilled. Our lives are intertwined with that of other human beings. We can choose to relate with only a few or with many, but there is absolutely no way to live a quality life on your own. Nobody can truly exist, be continually happy, or fulfilled alone. God himself declared in Genesis chapter 2, it is not good for man to be alone. Now, God was there with the man, relating with him. Yet God observed and declared that it is not good for man to be alone. Now the question is, how can God be with him and yet man is alone? How can man be alone when God is with him? It was not the man that observed it. It's not the man that realized that, you know what, it's not good that I'm the only one that looks like me or talks like me. It was God who observed and said, it is not good for man to be alone. So we cannot argue with that. God is not a man that he should lie. And we cannot argue with God. Let all men be liars and let God be true. So if God says it is not good for man to be alone, it is not good for him to be alone. God can satisfy your spiritual need. In fact, there is no other way in which your spiritual needs can be satisfied except through God. But He is not about to and will not satisfy your physical or emotional needs, by Himself at least. God is nobody's husband. Now, I never heard any man refer to, or any brother refer to God as his wife, but I know some sisters believe God is their husband. Sister, God is your husband only to the extent that He provides for you and keeps you. We all know it's not in the sense of meeting your emotional needs, social or physical needs. He is not going to crawl up in the bed with you on a cold and rainy night. He is not your friend in a social sense. He is not going to replace the need for physical touch by another human being. Now, we may choose to pretend otherwise, but this is reality. And this reality is the truth. We need other human beings to truly enjoy life. Through this channel, I intend to help you better understand relationships and hopefully help you heal any dysfunctional relationships you might be having right now, or maybe help you build better relationships in the future. Until I come your way next time, it's Akeem saying, I care about your relationships. I care about you.